Hello and welcome to This is Private Practice. Today's Tuesday, the 10th of April 2018. Excuse me. I had the fantastic privilege today of doing a Facebook Live with Ernesto. You probably are very aware of who he is. If you're in Australia, you might not be so aware of who he is. He is a fantastic clinician who is also helping mental health professionals all over the world improve, develop, enhance, take control of their video skills and online marketing presence using video. He's a really cool dude. I met him back in 2015 and there was almost an instant respect and rapport there. We're both very passionate about the work that we do and very passionate about the clinicians in our team and want to see a significant impact in the lives of others, not necessarily through everything that we do, but in who we impart to. So if you didn't get a chance to see that video today, I recommend you hop on to, I've put it on my profile timeline. It's also here on this Facebook page and it's also over on Ernesto's timeline as well. Might see if I can remember to put a link to it in the comments on this video below. Now, it's always fascinating for me to talk about private practice because people say, Joe, what can you tell us about private practice? And that's just such a huge topic. And there's so many components to private practice. And there's so many things that we feel like we have to do and should do. And if we haven't got blogging going, or we haven't got email going, or if we haven't got a website up and running, or if we're not doing multiple streams of income, or if we're not earning this much money, or if we haven't got that lifestyle happening, if we're not running retreats, if we haven't got a podcast, then we feel like we're less than and we feel like we're not doing enough. Stop it. I had this discussion today. It frustrates me, it concerns me, and it disappoints me that there are so many clinicians. I speak to them all the time. I'm speaking to a different one every single week who are feeling burned out or less than or dealing with comparisonitis and isolating themselves because they fail to recognize what the right thing is at the right time. And one of these areas that keeps coming up is clinicians who are in private practice for themselves or subcontracting to somebody else or working inside an agency, and they haven't filled up or got to 3/4 full. So my recommendation is 75% full. And they're scratching to make ends meet, and they're constantly worried about where the money's coming from and how to market, and they haven't honed those skills yet. They haven't got a consistent flow of clients coming through their door. And before they've even mastered that one component of their income, they're off trying to do 1,000 other things or even one other thing. And I really want to ask you all to slow down and stop it. You have no idea how hard it is to generate another stream of income. It's not something that we do easily and lightly. It takes a lot of effort. And if you haven't got money and time to put into building another stream of income, then you need to focus on that one thing first and get that nailed and do that really well. I can speak into this because I was the queen of going ahead of myself. Seriously, I have spent more money, thrown more money at trying to find that silver bullet to get me out of working one-on-one with clients. I did it for so many years until I mastered it. And then I built a team. And then I worked out how to do workshops. And then I worked out how to do online programs. Then I worked out how to get paid for speaking. So you've got to grow into this stuff. I was talking to an awesome osteopath that I got to do a consult with today, and it's like we put on our superhero costume, but we put it on one piece at a time. And we've got to get used to the leggings first, and then we've got to get used to the belts, and then we've got to get used to the shirt, and then we've got to get used to the helmet and the cape, and we put all of those things, and then we become this superhero that looks like an overnight success. So if you've got one stream of income, do it well. Please do it well, because as soon as you start adding other streams of income and wanting to create information products and wanting to create membership sites, and I get that we can't all sit in front of clients all day, every day for the rest of our lives. Not all of us want to do that. But we can't get to the point of burning out trying to see clients and trying to juggle all this other stuff, the money, because it costs money. You have to invest when you're building another stream of income. You're going to have to invest in marketing because you're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to invest in website. You're going to have to invest in social. You're going to have to invest in some training because you've probably never done it before. So if you haven't got enough money to pay your bills and you haven't got enough money to pay your licensing fees, then it's not the right time for you to start investing in building another information product or another income stream. None of the income streams out there are easy. Seriously, I know that there's a lot of coaches around the show. Let me show you the easy way to do this, the cheap way to do this, the free way to do this. I appreciate that there are low cost, low effort programs being sold, but you still need to implement. You still need to be able to pay for your technology. You still need to understand how email marketing works and how offline marketing works. And then the worst thing you can do is confuse your market. Hello, I've done that. If you start offering too many different things, you will confuse your market, and confused prospective customers do not buy from you. So please, please slow down. Do one thing well. And when you've got that mastered, or you're 75% at achieving what you want from that thing, then it's time to start bringing something else on board. I could have used this advice 5 or 6 years ago, let me assure you. Now, I've had plenty of clinicians come to me of varying disciplines who are in the middle of 30 different projects, okay, probably 3 different projects, and we start and they go, I've got no money left. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills next week. Because they fail to understand that you need to have regular, consistent income coming in for you to be able to invest in being able to develop another stream of income. You don't do it the other way around, or unless you don't mind on living on next to nothing, and that's okay. Some people can do that and bootstrap really, really well. I don't get to meet many of them. And I know most of us as clinicians are doing this because we choose to do it. We want to be ethical and professional, but we also need to eat and put a roof over our heads and put our kids through school, and we want to go on a holiday more than once a year. So let's master one thing once, and once we get that nailed, then reach out and ask for help on how you plan and develop and implement the next stream of income for you. So this is private practice, and this is what it takes. It's not impossible, just we don't need to make it any harder than it already is. So if you want to reach out and chat to me about anything that I've talked about in this episode today, please feel free to do so. And if you know of anybody who would benefit from watching these videos, please let them know that we're here. There's a YouTube channel that has a playlist dedicated to these. The videos are available here on Facebook. So the more people that we can get talking about this stuff, the better we are going to become as a community of clinicians, which means people's health is going to improve, because that's what we do. So I'm off to cook dinner tonight because yay, that's what I get to do now, life and the things and the stuff. Wishing you a fabulous morning, afternoon, evening, and I look forward to talking to you later this week.